Believe me, it's much appreciated when you decide to join us in the trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics. And our studio is much appreciated as well. First Star Logistics giving us top-notch things to work with. And our guest is top-notch, Andrei Iosivas. This guy's a big wideout, man. 6'3", up to 220 pounds. They ask him to do a lot of physical work. I mean, he's a very, very good blocker at the end of the line of scrimmage. I mean, they'll utilize him almost as a tight end in some formations. He and Mike Gesicki, they are the third receiver in a three receiver package, because you got the big two. Obviously, you're not going to mess with Chase. You're not going to mess with Higgins. But Yoshi won that third wide receiver spot. But in the three wide receiver package, sometimes it's him, sometimes it's Gesicki. Sometimes I get both out there, and you got almost a four receiver package with two threes. I mean, the Bengals are very, very diverse and very, very multiple in what they do, and all these players can line up anywhere and everywhere. Yoshi is part of that mix. We talked to him about what he did as a track and field star in college that has helped him translate athletically into the National Football League, and his growth and development understudy to those two great wide receivers in that wide receiver room. Troy Walters as his wide receiver coach, Joe Burrow as his quarterback. He knows he's very fortunate, but he is going to maximize his opportunities. You're going to like Andrei Iosivas. We know there's a lot of things you could be doing today, so we do appreciate that you decided to join us in the trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics. As always, coming to you from the studios they provide for us, which are extraordinary, as is our guest today. It's the great Andrei Iosivas. And I'll tell you what, Bengals offense last year, Yoshi, I mean, it was showtime. I mean, it was something to behold. You were a big part of that. What's it like to be part of an offensive machine like you were part of last season?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, every game it was showtime. Anybody can get the ball. Everybody's open all the time. Great plays are getting called, and Joe can place it wherever he wants. So it's really. I don't know what defenses do to try to stop us, but it must be a pretty hard game planning week for them for sure.
No doubt. I mean, the thing that you provide for the Cincinnati Bengals in that wide receiver room is an unbelievably gifted athlete, a guy that's 6'3", 210 pounds, yet you can run like a deer. You got body strength. You were all Ivy at Princeton in football, but I mean, you were all American track and field. You set a school record in the decathlon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you 5,715 points. I mean, people probably don't realize what that means from a perspective standpoint, but tell us the events in the decathlon. Obviously you can run, you can jump, you've got strength. You have to have all those things, don't you?
Yeah. So, well, actually that was the indoor version of the decathlon, which was the heptathlon. But yeah, so the outdoor version, which is a decathlon, is the 100-meter dash, the long jump, the shot put, the high jump, then the 400 meters, and then the second day is the 110 hurdles, the discus, the javelin, the 1500. Did I say everything? I think so. Oh, pole vault. Did I say pole vault already?
Oh.
No, and then pole vault. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So you talk about a diverse skill set, athletically. I mean, what's it like training for something like that?
It's a lot. I mean, the days are pretty long because you have to get your lift in, and then you have to try to get 2 events in a day. So, you're doing your lift, and then it's a speed day / hurdle day, or it's a strength day with like a shot put and discus day. And then sometimes pole vault days are pretty are just you just pole vault that day because there's a lot of running and jumping.
So you're right now in your off season with the Cincinnati Bengals in the National Football League. How much do you lean on your experiences in terms of workouts when you were this track and field star at Princeton, and now you're, getting yourself ready for another season in the National Football League? It's the early stages of the off season.
Yep.
How does your off season progress? I mean, how do you take care of your body? What are the stages of progression for you in your off season?
Yeah, so once the season ended this past year, I took maybe like 3 weeks off. I just went to Hawaii to just, let my body rest and let it just breathe for a second. And then, for me, since I'm so young, I feel very young and I'm very early into my career. I think I'm a little different where I come back, mid to early February and I just get on the ground running. Because I feel like I have a lot ahead of me. I have to prove a lot of people. I have to prove it to myself and prove to many other people that I am the receiver I think I am. So right now I'm pretty much in like a dark place, like a black hole of work, and that's what I've been doing for the past. I mean, I do like 2 to 3 workouts a day for the past.
Really?
Yeah, I can't even. Ever since mid-February, that's what I've been doing till now. So I mean, yeah, it's head down and just grind.
3 workouts a day.
2 to 3, yeah.
Man. So
yeah.
do they both involve running and weight training, or what are the workouts like?
Yeah.
Take us through a typical week.
Yeah, so Mondays are like Mondays and Thursdays are my 3-a-days, and then the Tuesdays and Fridays are my 2-a-days. So on Mondays I'll lift in the morning, and then I'll run. I'll do my sprint work with my trainer, and then in the afternoon or like 12:30ish, I will go see my receiver coach, and we'll be out there for 2 hours. So it's pretty much I start my lift at 7, and then I'm done with everything by maybe 2. So it's a long day, and then like a day like today, I'll do rehab in the morning instead of a lift. So I'll do my rehab at 7:30, then I'll lift, and then we just have on the field stuff. So instead of like a sprint workout, that's why we don't have 3, because the days we have 3-a-days is mostly speed training in between the receiver work. So yeah, like a day like today, I just rehab, lift, and then I do just straight receiver training.
So you're doing functional football training as well as strength and conditioning and all that sort of thing. You're running the whole gamut.
Yep.
A guy like you at 6'3", 210 pounds, people think, geez, can he run routes? You have tremendous athletic ability and flexibility where, you don't bend at the waist, you bend at the knees, you get in and out of cuts, you can create separation, you can cut pretty violently, pretty dramatically, and get that separation. Has that part of your game really advanced for you?
Oh, I mean, yes, most definitely. I think that, you don't see a lot of guys. Also, by the way, I'm like 220 pounds now.
20 now, huh?
So I put on a good amount of weight, but I'm still moving very similarly, if not better than I did last year.
Wow.
So I'm getting out of my breaks really well. And that's something I really hammer in the offseason is just like the fundamentals. When you think of any other sport, basketball, track, football, baseball, golf, the best players are the ones who are fundamentally sound all the way through their game. So if you're constantly working on that every day, hammering it, and obviously there's nuances here and there, then when the game comes, it'll just be natural.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, you've got good sized hands and you've got strength in your hands. Do you work on that part of it too in terms of your workouts?
Yeah, I mean, we start off the workouts every day with running. We do this drill where we literally run full speed at our coach, and he just throws the ball at our face. And if we don't catch it the correct way, like extend our arms fully, if we flinching back or catch it close to our body, we have to do it again. So I've learned to, even today, I was catching the ball really well today. I'm just literally running through the ball full speed, no helmet, just catching it fearlessly.
Awesome. Man. So what is the biggest thing that you feel like you've learned from when you first came into the league to where you are now in your development?
I think that when I see really good players like Trey Hendrickson and Jamar and Joe, even T, like you see that their highs, they obviously statistically their highs are high, but they never let themselves get too low, and they're always very consistent. They come into the games very consistent. Their routine is very consistent, and I think that is great. Great players are good all the time. That's what I always think. Great players are good always, whereas good players are good sometimes. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's pretty much what I've learned.
Consistency of performance. I mean, that's obviously, and that's what you're doing with your workouts. I mean,
Yeah.
every single day of the week, basically, you maybe a day off out of the 5, but you're pushing yourself. You're pushing yourself really hard, and obviously consistently getting that done. Has your body and mind responded the way you want it to?
Definitely. I mean, I take very good care of my body. I mean, I do all the things throughout the week to take care of myself. Like I'll do hot yoga twice a week, Wednesdays and Saturday. I'll do my massages on Wednesday, and then sometimes I'll get dry needled on Saturday as well if I feel like I need it. And then my mind, I mean, sometimes at night I can't even sleep because I'm thinking about football. So I have a lot I'm thinking about all the time.
I bet. Coach Walters has been very effusive in his praise for your development. As a football player, what has Coach Walters meant to you?
Yeah, I mean, you have someone like that in your room. You know, you're a rookie and you're looking for someone to give you guidance, and you're looking for somebody who knows the ropes. And I mean, his experience helps us a lot as players. And he has that respect from us because he's been in the league. He's seen a lot of players. He understands what it's like to be a player. So that innately gives him the respect that he needs as a coach. And also, he's just a great guy, and you can tell he really cares about his players and wants people to get better. So that, I mean, he's just, probably one of the best receiver coaches in the NFL, I would say. Hearing what I've heard from some of my friends on other teams.
Right.
But I already respected him and appreciated his presence a lot before that.
I mean, watching you guys as a position group, you spend a lot of time together and with him. And I mean, he's in the cafeteria meeting with you guys, I mean, he gives the extra effort, the extra time. And you guys obviously respond to him. Everybody is more than just teammates. It seems like there's a huge bond there in that wide receiver room. It's like a family. It's like you guys are very close friends.
Mm-hmm.
How big of a deal is that? I mean, how much can that pay off when you're on the football field playing?
Yeah, I mean, communication is everything in football. Relationships are everything, and if you're close to somebody, you can kind of tell it to them straight, give them the truth, and if they're doing good, obviously praise them. But you have to be real with people in the NFL, and I think doing that in a healthy way is what makes teams great. And so that's definitely what we have.
Seems like you got some clutch gene to you. I know Joe Burrow has confidence in you, man. He'll go to you on third down. He'll go to you in the red zone. I mean, what did I think you have 9 touchdown receptions in your career? I'm thinking maybe 7 of them are red zone touchdowns potentially.
Yeah, probably around there.
I mean, what is it about you on third down and in the red zone? Having the confidence to present yourself like you do to your quarterback.
Well, I think it's easier for me to get touchdowns in the red zone because we know T and Jamar are going to get doubled. So, I mean, obviously in the field of play, it's harder to double team 2 players. But in the red zone, there's not a lot of space. And so if you give me a one-on-one, I'm winning that every time. So I think it's easier for me to get touchdowns there or get touches in general because, I'm the only option left, or Mike or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Mike. You mentioned Mike, meaning Mike Gesicki. I mean, he's a tight end, but he's a tight end / wide. I mean, he's got a skill set that's very wide receiver like. There's no question. I mean, he's got length. I mean, he's 6'6", long, 40 plus vertical. He can run.
Yep.
It's like having another wideout out there, isn't it?
Yeah, we joke about that all the time because I'll go block for him instead of him blocking. Now I'm like, you might as well, when it's 11, I might as well just be the Y. You know what I mean? But no, I mean he's a mismatch everywhere he goes. I mean that's why we love him so much, and he's a very good athlete, obviously. And yeah, he's got great hands, and we were kind of sharing that receiver 3 role this year, which was cool, and I think that worked out for our offense. Obviously, both of us would like more yards, but the ball can only go to one person every play. So we understand that, and we think, all of us combined is what makes the offense really special.
You mentioned Troy Walters, your position coach, being a great player himself in the National Football League. He played with Peyton Manning at Indianapolis, and the thing that the coach did, he was a very effective blocker. Not the biggest guy in the world, but man, he'd stick his nose in there and get after it, and he'd finish people. And I know that's a big deal with him. He wants his receivers to block, and that's something that you do exceptionally well. Talk about that physicality and how helpful has Coach Walters been with you, from teaching you technique and ways to do it the proper way?
Yeah, I mean, he takes a lot of pride in it, and it's cool to see, like, you think big time receivers like T or Jamar would, be too big time to go block, but
right.
If he gets on you, everyone, I mean, like I said before, everyone respects him, so they'll put their nose in there when they have to. But yeah, that was definitely my role this year, was to be a large part of that run offense. And I think special teams, my rookie year, actually helped me out a lot, get used to the physicality of the NFL.
Right.
At gunner on kickoff, back before, like when we actually had to run down and stuff. So I got banged up a couple of times there, and I think that kind of let me know, okay, I got to play like this. I got to play lower. I got to play, more aggressive, and that really helped me in the run game.
Yeah, it really is amazing where your superstar wide receiver, Jamar Chase, will motion and crack. I mean, he'll line up tight to the formation and dig out a defensive end or a linebacker. It's like, geez, pretty impressive. I mean, that's really really pretty good stuff. When you look at it, the two guys, the dynamic duo that just re-signed for the big deals and well earned and well deserved. Give us your scouting report. I'm gonna make you a scout for the franchise, and you're now have to give a little evaluation of what you see when you watch Jamar Chase and T. Higgins perform. Let's start with Jamar. What is it about Jamar, in your estimation, Yoshi, that makes him unique and special?
I think he's just amazing with the ball in his hands. And usually when you see somebody that good with the ball in their hands, they're most likely a running back or like a Debo Samuel style of player. But the thing about Jamar is, he can run great routes and he gets separation. And so I think that's what makes him different, because usually you see guys that good with the ball in their hands not be able to run great routes or, really create separation and man coverage consistently, but he can do that. So he's a cheat code in that way.
And what about T. Higgins? What is it about T that makes him unique?
I think that T, he's a great route runner for how big he is, first of all. I mean, that's who I was really studying, how he would get out of his breaks my rookie year, and I've tried to emulate that. But the thing about T is you can throw it in his general vicinity and he will catch the ball. So, you can throw it over the middle and a backer will be right there and he'll catch it in and bounce off them, or on the sideline, a corner draped all over him and he'll just stick his hands out and catch the ball. And so when you have a guy like that, you can just throw at them and they'll catch it. I mean, there's really nothing you could do about it as a defender.
We've talked about, your two other wide receivers, talked about Gesicki. Talk about Chase Brown. Rushed for 990 yards, and he got hurt, would have had 1,000 easily if he didn't miss that last game. But he also had 360 yards receiving, and he had 5 touchdown catches, 7 rushing and 5 receiving, 12 touchdowns, 1,350 scrimmage yards. When you guys are doing what you're doing and creating all kinds of problems, boy, how do we, like you said, you can't double everybody. I mean, who are you going to double? Who are you going to put in one-on-one situations? Chase Brown out of the backfield has really become a weapon in terms of running really good routes, catching the football, getting in our cuts, catching the football, and really in blitz pickup. He's advanced himself a big time that way too, where defenses can't say, he'll never block. I mean, we got to decide, okay, we got to put like a nickel back on him or something like that. Can't have a linebacker because he'll never stay in there and block. Right. So he can add to your toolbox as well and create some mismatches too, can he?
Yeah, I mean, he's a very diverse player. Yeah, like you said, I mean, I train with him every day, and he's getting really great at route running, catching the ball really well, and also he'll stick his nose in there on. I know he got really good at run protection this year. I mean, pass protection this year.
Wow.
And also, I mean, he's just an explosive guy. The ball in his hands too. So he's definitely a mismatch in a lot of ways, because you don't see someone who's willing to pass pro, but they can also catch the ball and be explosive running it. So he's a very dynamic player.
In free agency, you pick up another running back, Samaje Perine, who is a complete guy. I mean, he's been with the Bengals before. He reunites with Joe Burrow and company. This guy can run it. He's a good receiver, runs good routes out of the backfield, and he's another one. Boy, you talk to linebackers and safeties and people like that around the league. I mean, Samaje will stick his nose right in there, man. He's a dynamic blitz pickup guy. To have two players like that in your backfield, I mean, that's going to give Joe more time, going to be more opportunity for you guys. I mean, every quarterback wants time and space, and the more guys that can contribute to that time and space and let you guys do your thing, and he has time, and then he has vision, space on top of it, where his pocket's clean. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, I mean, him being signed, we used to watch a lot of film on him. He made a lot of big plays for us in the past. I've never met him personally, but I've seen a lot of old Bengals film from him. And so I'm really excited to have him in the building next to Chase, and Chase can pick his brain too, I'm assuming.
You'll like him. He's very intelligent. He's got a tremendous vocabulary. I mean, I need a thesaurus to kind of diagnose what he's talking about. You guys are both smart guys. You'll have a good time in the locker room. Talk about the locker room a little bit. We just caught up with Dan Pitcher, the great offensive coordinator that you guys have, that puts together packages with the coaching staff every week for you guys. And we talked about the camaraderie in the locker room, how the chemistry is dynamic. I mean, it's like one big family. Mm-hmm. Everybody's not just fast friends. I mean, it's a family, and that lends itself to success, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, with the whole receiver room dynamic, I think if you have a team that's really close, tight knitted, you can be real with people, and there's just something about the energy, on the sidelines. There's something about the energy in a game. There's something about fighting for your brothers that, that does play a factor, when things come down to the wire. So I think, there's a lot of things in the NFL that are just, you win by inches, and I think that's one of those things that will help you win by an inch for sure.
Every receiver in the National Football League, they'll always talk about their teammates at the receiver position, obviously, but then they're also talking about the guy delivering the football. Mm-hmm. And how fortunate they were to have a top shelf player at the quarterback position. Well, Yoshi, you got one, man. You guys have number 9. Joe Burrow is unique. Talk about what makes him unique. What makes Joe Burrow as special as he is, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody who executes at that high of a level has to be extremely intelligent. And he's a super smart guy. And, if he sees the look once, it's immediate. He's like a chess player. I would assume if he wanted to be like a pro chess guy, he would be pretty good at it, just because of the way that he remembers things and, remembers things from years ago and looks from years ago. So I think that's what makes a good quarterback. And obviously on top of it, he can throw the ball on a dime. You know what I mean? So I think when you combine those two things, the high level, he can do things really fast in his brain, and also has the physical ability to get out of the pocket, throw the ball on a dime. That's the makings of one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
How excited are you guys you put up like historic numbers last year offensively. How excited are you to run it back? You got everybody back for 2025. How excited are you guys to get after it again?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. When we signed all those guys back, everyone's really excited because, the Bengals fans should know what's in store for next season offensively, at least. So, we're going to, maybe hopefully be even better than last year. And I think we can be, just because of, where our skill positions are very tightly knitted, and we've been together now for 2 years. So it should be a really, really fun season.
So you go to your off season of training, and then you start OTAs, mini camps, and all that sort of thing. It's a grind. I mean, the National Football League, it definitely is a grind. And I know you're a guy that takes care of yourself, not only with your workouts, but with your diet as well. Tell us a little bit about your diet.
Well, for me personally, I just try to get as much protein as I can in. So I'll start off the morning first thing when I wake up, shower. I need to shower to wake up. But then I can't eat a huge breakfast, especially when I'm working out now, so early. So I drink a protein shake as my breakfast with a little, fig bar. And then when I get home, if my girlfriend's making something or I'm ordering something, I always make sure to have, okay, how much protein is in there? How much protein is in there? And obviously before games, I like to get my carbs in, but it's usually just good clean protein and some sort of carb. But for me, I'm trying to pack the muscle on. So yeah, it's mostly very high protein meals.
I like it. So you're an exceptional athlete. When you get into the National Football League, not only when you went to your first training camp or mini camps and all that, and you saw the athletic ability of the defensive backs, your fellow wideouts, and all that with your team, but when you started competing against guys in the National Football League and the high level of athleticism that everybody has, I mean, what was the transition like for you from college to the National Football League? Did it take a beat, or were you just able to transition smoothly?
Well, I think, I was able to go off my athleticism a little bit my rookie year. In camp, my rookie year, I was making a bunch of big plays. But I think that was mostly due just to my straight athleticism. And I learned that, another thing that I've learned is that the good players in the NFL are great athletes, but they also hone in on their craft. They don't just rely on their athleticism. There's things you win a rep because you're savvy, you play savvy, you play more efficiently. So that's something that I've had to learn as well. And I think that, I'm a very quick learner, which is why I was good at the decathlon, because I could learn things very quickly, but I'm also blessed at being athletic and being able to do all the things that I'm being taught. And so I think that my rookie year was good, but going into my second year, I still felt, I would like my receptions or whatever to go up, but there's a lot of mouths to feed on the offense, so I'm not mad about that. But I felt like I was significantly better my second year just because I knew how to use my athleticism plus the skills that I learned.
Your athleticism, your strength, and your endurance. I mean, I watch Jamar Chase, for example, and I'm like, does this dude ever get tired?
Yeah.
I mean, he's like part man, part machine. It's unbelievable. It seems like he never fatigues. He's out of the game for like less than a handful of plays. It's like it's unbelievable. Your endurance is something that I know is means something to you as well, right? I mean, you stay out in that football field. You're a guy in the fourth quarter that is given everything as well as you were giving it in the first quarter, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm the guy that, has to stay in basically, especially this year. If Jamar's taking, he just got a huge play, he's going to be a little bit tired. So I'm the guy that has to stay in, even if I just ran a clear out route or I just, I remember it was the Denver game when that touchdown got called back because Mike was motioning. And I ran all the way down to the end zone. What was it, like 70 yards or something like that? And then they called it back. And the next play, I ran a corner and go. Right after, I ran right back to the huddle from running 70 yards down and back, and then I had to run a corner and go. And I still beat the guy. The ball wasn't thrown, but that's the kind of player I pride myself to be because, why would I ever want to be off the field if I can contribute and the way that I know that I can contribute?
I know you hesitate to single anybody out. I was the same way, but because all of them are dynamic competitors and athletes, so they wouldn't be playing in the National Football League. But is there anybody or a couple of few guys or whatever that was like, wow, man, this dude's a competitor. I mean, this guy never quits. Is there anybody that you've gone against that struck you that way, or a few guys?
Let me think. Well, mostly, I think the people that pop into my head are people that are in the room with me. When I think of guys like that, to be honest, it's like Jamar, it's Chase Brown, it's like Orlando. You know what I mean? It's guys like that. I think when I'm playing against somebody, I don't know. I do think I wear them out somewhat, just because I'm like running all over the place. So I wouldn't say like, and I'm always going against somebody different. You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah, I can only think of guys on our team for now. A guy I like on our defense a lot who plays very hard is Fig. It seems like he's giving his all constantly.
Newton gets it done, huh?
Yeah, I like Josh a lot, so he'll be a good player, I think.
So on a snap by snap basis, he's after it, huh? He's all business out there at practice.
Yeah, even like not at practice, he's always wired. So he's a funny dude in the locker room for sure.
So your offense, it's offenses are always evolving in the National Football League, but I'm sure there are concepts that everybody feels really good about, really comfortable about, and then you can adapt and adjust and fine tune and add to and delete and all that sort of thing.
Right.
Are you offensively? Are you guys always doing that? I mean, is it a situation where on a week to week basis there's a lot of things to learn, or do you have your core?
Yeah, it depends on the team, but you can always go back to the core plays because they always work in certain types of coverages. So we have our core plays that we will have in every week, whether it's on the practice script or not. Like you have to know those plays are going to be up, and then different teams have different nuances. Some play more vanilla, some play with a little twist, and so we always can. Use plays that we've seen other teams use that worked on those defenses or twist our own up a little bit. So, yeah, it's a good mix.
How about during the course of a game? When I watch you guys come to the sideline, it's very interesting. I mean, your coach will meet with you to the sideline. You go, you're talking as a group, personnel wise, the players and the coach is involved as well. Booth down to the field up to the booth. There's a tremendous amount of dialogue that goes on. I'm sure there are changes that are made almost on a series by series basis, not an overhaul, but maybe, hey, this guy's playing outside technique. We thought it would be playing more inside on film study, but they changed it up for us because our offense is different or whatever the case may be. That's going on all the time, isn't it? And you guys are making those type of adjustments regularly.
Yeah, that was something very new to me in the NFL. At Princeton, we didn't have like iPads on the sideline or anything, so it was all just word of mouth. But now you can really see it and see how he's playing, pre and post snap, or how people are playing pre and post snap. And yeah, you can make subtle changes definitely during the game, which is very, very helpful. And then once halftime comes in, you can make more of the drastic ones. But yeah, the communication on the sideline is definitely a big part of the game.
Yoshi, I can't thank you enough. I appreciate you carving the time that you've carved for us here. You're a good man. We took a lot of your time.
No, it's perfect. I like talking to you, so it's all cool.
Well, that's great because anybody that listens is going to learn some football from you, man.
Awesome.
There's no question about it. Mm-hmm. Keep working hard. I know you'll do that. I know what your work ethic is, and I know how important the game is to you. Yep. And congratulations on your successes, my man.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Have a great one.
All right. Thanks, Dave. See ya.
Dave Lapham here. While games are over for the season, there's no off-season for In the Trenches with Dave Lapham or First Star Logistics. First Star Logistics gave away great prizes during the season, which will continue with exclusive content in the First Star Media Group YouTube channel. So please, do me a favor. Subscribe to In the Trenches, hit the like button, and visit the First Star Media Group YouTube channel for exclusive content and special giveaways.